Alrighty then. Greetings. Peace and light. Good morning and all that. Happy October. I think today is Sunday, October the 2nd. I'm not sure. But I'm doing really good, y'all. So President Biden expected to travel to Florida this Wednesday. That's a good thing. I wanted to start this off because I want to point out to everyone that at this time, what's going on the earth takes a lot of togetherness. And the whole concept of why I don't really get involved a lot in me making statements like I don't want to have anything to do with the devil and all that stuff like that is because, in all honesty and genuinely coming from my heart, there's a lot of deviltry going on this planet. Not to say that it's involved with any of these people. That's not my point. What I'm trying to get at is that I don't really see where there's a need or space right now for the criticism of President Joe Biden because there's so much other stuff going on that can be addressed about corruption and inadequacies other than him having his moments of not being as attentive as could be. That happens. But that doesn't mean that he's not qualified because there's a whole lot of people that got victimized in this country that he's been working real hard to get out of the system of containment where they're stuck in stagnant vices control of these student loans and everything like that. And he is the person that I take my hat off to because he is seriously involved with trying to give those people a break so they could fix their lives and move on with the inflation and everything that's going on. When I think about Joe Biden, that's one of the first things come to my mind is because I know how hard it is being me. And then by growing up in this world and seeing how you could be discriminated on and denied because of not having good credit. And then a lot of people who took loans out to go to school never even got jobs. So a real qualified president would be a president who will make sure that the people have a way to provide for themselves. And if he looks and see that one of the reasons people can't progress is because they're in debt, and he comes with a way to get them out of debt, and then you have a bunch of people that I won't even say because they always seem to want to send gang stalkers after you when you talk about them. So I won't say a damn thing except that. There's people who, when you talk about what they do, then you get stalked. Okay? So this guy might be having moments of not really understanding what the hell is going on. Well, you can expect that in a world like this. I go through that myself. Hell, I've turned in circles a few times and got lost myself. So that's not a big deal. What is the big deal is how things move forward. And the unification of everyone that's a person that can make this ride be more comfortable and suited for all riders is what we need. We don't need division in the car anymore. Imagine traveling in a truck as a team. You know, we have team truck drivers. Do you know how compatible you have to be to live in that truck and go with all the woes and the stripes and structures of that's have an angry moment that comes along with that occupation, let alone living in that small truck with another person. And sometimes you out there 3 months because that's how hard they want you to run. And if you want to make some money, you got to run that hard. So imagine if you were in that truck and you saw your co-driver sitting back in his berth. That's the sleeper in the back where he be at while you driving. And all you do is hear him on the phone all day complaining about how dumb you are and you can't drive and this and that. And then you and that person got to function together as civilians in the country, or you got to function together as people that live in a house with each other, or you got to function together the same as people in the community. And everyone not even understanding how important it is to not do that. If it's not going to be something that's seriously constructive to get things fixed, then why worry about it? Because what it's not going to be, it's not going to be anyway. We all know that. So, but my point is this. There's a lot of people who has some bad things to say about Joe Biden, and there's a lot of people such as myself that has some good things to say about him. I'm not going to jump out of no damn plane and do no somersaults and no flips overall for any one person when I know that that's something that I don't even deserve to do for my own self-greatness. But what I'm trying to point out is this. We live in a world that is really complex as to where you never know what life is going to throw at you. You could be somebody that live in an apartment where people film your ass all day and put your shit all over the network and people see you going, everything you freaking do all day, that should be your private place where you can do all that. No, they got people that's just privileged to film you and sell your shit to everybody. People seeing you naked and all kind of shit. Whatever kind of health issues you might have, whatever is going on in your house, everybody is all invited to it because I need to make money. And see, that's the type of stuff, if you're going to criticize someone, you should find someone that's doing shit like that and criticize them. Because there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of things going on in this world that hasn't been addressed, according to me, up until the time that I see Joe Biden and his attempt with all of his clowns around him that's not going to do anything except for what we've seen forever. They stay divided and all day long just talk about nothing but who's not doing a good job. And then, you know what? Here's the deal. And this is real talk. You end up where you got half your nation being destroyed by bad weather. And instead of all the forces coming together to find a considerate method of how can we turn all this stuff off? Let's all talk to the czar and see what can happen. Oh, no. Because see, we all be just too damn busy with this right here.
Midst of something like this, in the midst of a crisis, and I would say we should compound that with what's going on between Russia and the West, in the midst of this type of critical moment in history, you want to be assured you have strong leadership. Unfortunately, that is not something we can feel sure about here in the United States of America. It's been a rough week for Joe Biden and for Kamala Harris. I think you have the New York...
So he went out of both, meaning that he's attacking the governmental team because election is coming up, election time coming up. And of course, Fox, Republicans, see? So this shit need to stop because when they bigger and all this bullshit, they waste all this time with all these ties and these suits. And then I have to come out here and point this out to everybody because we want a better world. And then the next thing you know, here comes the gang stalking and all the ostracizing and everything, especially when you get involved with, okay, this stuff right here is misguiding people and it's offensive to people and it attacks certain people. And it collects a lot of money to make sure that it'll keep a big paddle on all type of big ass gears forever. If somebody doesn't do something, people being lynched, the whole nations of people being destroyed. Plus, it's a lie, and it's being plagiarized off of history that's being covered up. Nobody has taken that and ran with it at all. What I started, no one has piggybacked off of it at all. And the ones who have piggybacked off of it is in the private sector as to where they're going to get heard. But they're the people that I see every day when I move down the street, they look at me in astonishment as to say, wow, you really something else. And they tell me that too. I was on the bus yesterday, y'all. Let me tell you about this. Yesterday, I was sitting on the bus after I had been gang stalked from my house all the way to the bus. You know, and then as I was going back, when I left the house, I looked at one of the tail readers before I left, and she was talking about how she was gang stalked by Amazon. You know, and it's not a lie. Yeah, Amazon do stalk people. Yes, they do, okay? In those big-ass trucks. That's how much money they have, okay, to do that. Make sure that our way of being is going to stay and implement. See? See? What we got going on is where we get the privileges to do all the things we get to do, we want to keep. So we already setting it up so we can have a Republican-based government again. As to where Joe Biden come out here thinking that he's going to steal all that money that we work so hard to accumulate from the masses. No, that's not going to happen. See, we're going to get a president who would never, ever think about the citizens and eradicating our profiteering measures and efforts by trying to give the citizens a better life. See, that's what this is all about, in case y'all don't know. It's all about them wanting to have a government that will not bring opposition to that racketeering. They're going to tell you about everything other than what I told you about that I think is something that should be applauded that he did, because I know a lot of people that's going to benefit from that if it wasn't for the Republicans challenging it and saying no. But that's not what they're talking about. Let me show you what they're talking about. Okay, here we go, y'all. Check this out. As I get in trouble, they're going to probably double up on the stalkers now.
Your post right there, which shows us a little bit of what's going on and what kind of week it's been. Take a look at this headline from the New York Post. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris flopping worldwide.
Yeah, right at the moment, and the article lays out from North Korea to firing ballistic missiles and...
That's according to the New York Post. So the New York Post went all around the world and got New York Post, probably funded by Republicans, went around the world and asked, well, how do you feel about Joe Biden? Think about that, y'all. Or either they went out of their way to take a survey about everything that went on in all the newspapers all around the country. And I guarantee you, if they came out here to tell you the story about his failures, if they found otherwise, they wouldn't tell you that. They just tell you what they wanted to tell you anyway. Now, this is real talk. This is real talk. And this is one of the reasons why we see all this disastrous ass weather on the planet that I've been talking to you guys about this for 20 years. Because as they sit around here with these nice ass attires and everything, and these fluffy, nice centers of, let's get a media world where we need them to hear. That's going to benefit us more so we can wear all these damn ties. On both sides, Democrats and Republicans. But when you see what's really going on, and you have to be someone like me that unfortunately have to come out here and point out stuff, all as disturbing as it might be, because you work real hard and be super intelligent and well qualified, but never get noticed and get stolen from, and you name it. Black magic placed on you, you name it. It happened. But you know, standing up for what's right is not going to ever be something that get done. With these systems of control being implemented, that's all we want to do is make more. And we really don't care if God come out here and tell us, "Now look, y'all better straight." We don't care. Because see, none of them is going to say anything about that. This guy that's been here 20 years, who you all know, tell you only 3 people watch my video and y'all scratching your head looking at each other like, what the hell are they talking about? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But here they go with this. They don't think that's important. They don't think coming out here saying to you, you know, there's this guy on this earth. Came here, he been telling us that this bad weather was going to happen. The whole city's burning up in the flood and everything that we see happening. He was telling us all about that. But that's not important because look, this is what we got to talk about right here.
While we're there visiting to Russia, to Iran, to China, the world is shifting and moves are being made. Pipelines are being blown up. And instead of a strong, resolute, clear leadership from the United States of America, well, let's just play the tape of the argument that Michael Goodwin's making. Watch Biden and Harris.
I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie.
That guy Ben I told you I lived with, Joe Biden reminded me of him. Not about his demeanor. Because Ben had a good demeanor. Most of the time he was like this when he wasn't weird. But when he was straightforward and working, functioning real well, he used to talk to me about, he used to ride horses. Told me a story one day. He said, you know what, one day, Paul, my friend, he called me a Tsar. He said, you know what, Tsar? One day this bastard, he made me so mad at him. He said he did something to him. I forget what he said he did. He said, so you know what I did? I said, no, what you do, Ben? He said, I act like I fell off the horse. He said, when I fell off the horse ran off because I smacked it in the ass and told it to go home. And then he said, and the guy, because he knew the guy was out in the field with him. He said the guy was working in the field. He saw him laying on the ground and he ran over there. And Ben told me he made the guy pick him up and carried him all the way home. I said, well, how far did he have to carry? He said, about 12 blocks. I said, Ben, you kidding me? He said, and then when I got near the house, I started chuckling while the guy had me on his back. And I said, you did what? He said, yeah, I started chuckling while he had me on his back. And then when he took me to the house and carried me inside and laid me down on the couch, he went somewhere to get something to help me. And I got up and went to the refrigerator and got me something to drink. And he came looking at me crazy as hell. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. People have their moments of good and people have their moments of bad. Some people, somebody do something real bad to them, they run behind them and bash them in the head with a stick. Was it low to make a guy carry you 12 blocks? Yeah, it was kind of low. But you know what, though? It's kind of funny when you think about it, ain't it? And I know that guy thought about that, too. And he said, well, I probably won't mess with him anymore. But here's where I'm at. Ben used to have moments with me where he was all there and everything functioning fine. You know what I mean? And then sometimes he just not really be aware because that's what happened as we, become seniors and as we age. Okay, that's what happened to us. But if you there enough to get the job done with all of the people that you have working around you, then let's do that instead of all this criticism and everything. It's so much stuff that went on with a system of past demonstrations as to where this is small potatoes compared to what we all have saw. It's possible to go on in our White House. This is small potatoes right here. Okay? We all know that. Small as potatoes is what this is.
Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
So the United States.
So he mistakenly asked for someone that he loved, obviously, and he's missing her, and he's probably traumatized. That's the way he was thinking about her and trying to speak, and at the same time, the confusion made him say her name. Is that a crime? No, it is not. Okay, it's not a crime. What is a crime is when you totally ignore universal authority and then ignore the wrath of it for being insubordinate. That's the crime. Because of your own selfish greed. That is what the true crime is. Okay? When you see all these helicopters and everything back here representing this country and everything that it stands for, we need to take this seriously. On every breath, every heartbeat, every step, okay, of anything, you need to put your oath and your understanding of what it is to be democratic, meaning a democracy, first before everything. So all of the bickering and all of the pointing and everything like that, it needs to just stop. It's time to come together and fix the problems that we have with Mother Nature. Okay, that's just all to it. There's people on this earth who want to overlook the fact that there is something that can be done to change all these things on this earth. They don't want to get around to that because they don't like the color of the package that the solution comes in. And they'll sit around all day and deny the universal principle of you better listen to what I'm saying to be something that get listened to. And then forever this stuff will keep going on. And then people will just keep on marching on by like as you were. Until eventually everybody is wiped the hell out because nature is serious. So my thing is, why is so much time given to this today? With every other thing we all should be focusing on. You feel me?
It shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea.
So we've got Joe Biden calling out for a congresswoman everybody knows is deceased. And Kamala Harris, not quite sure which one is the North and the South.
Yeah. Sometimes pop culture references just really sum things up. The New York Post referenced Dumb and Dumber, which could be an interesting way to look at what's happening here, except that it's so serious. I tell you, I remember when we were on the air, you guys, when the whole Ukraine thing, was erupting and we first heard talking about putting its nukes on alert. That was a shocking moment. We haven't had that kind of nuclear, ideas popping around since the 80s.
So all of that really don't matter. I'm going to show you guys what really matters. Okay. I mean, real talk. If we really want to know what we should be focusing on and paying attention to, Okay, I ain't got to say no more. Because I'm already being stalked. So I'm going to move on and get the hell away from that shit. I mean, literally, not wanting to stir up any trouble with all of the shit that we all know about. Still running to be president again. And these guys right here. Understand me? Don't think that's important. The whole fact that he's just got indicted by the state of New York for all that fraudulent stuff he did with real estate handlings and his measures of nothing but corruption. And this is what they're talking about. Okay? So that's where I'm at. And as all this go on, we all know that we have some serious, serious problems. Wait, let me find out what I want to do here. Okay. Here go where I'm at, y'all. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show y'all something that is seriously. Hold up. Wait, let me see something. Let me try this right.
Tonight.
And this is someone.
That's what I want. Look at this, y'all. Look at it. See, the earth whooping our ass. Okay? And that's what they're talking about. The earth is causing these billions of dollars of damage every damn day. And all that needs to be done is that you just get off your damn high horse with all that ego and recognize the fact that all of that religious dogma that you've been pushing around the earth, it's not real. It's all fake. And all of the corruption that's making all these guys stay rich and everything, as to where the only thing we want to do is keeping everybody face what's necessary for us to stay in the seat of wealth that we are all in. As people are all dying, look at this. Look at the power of it, y'all. This is nature. Look at it. Look. That snake I was telling y'all about, that Kundalini energy. See how she talks to you? Do you see? You see, and you guys would have missed that, but I know exactly what that was that I'm looking at. Because these forces of the element are really that powerful. You guys have no idea how powerful. Stealthy, aware, watching, and just knowing. Just knowing is what it is. Aware and willing to play the game. Okay, she's willing. She's saying, you want to come out here and demonstrate a disrespect to everything that I put on the earth. See these boats and everything? The animals, the people and all that don't have any value anymore, because the only thing that really matters is our ideology and how we feel about things. You know what I'm saying? We have police that's corrupt and we have police that's not corrupt. We have a center of government that has Republicans and Democrats. See, what that is good and evil, y'all. All this dissension and everything is based on good and evil. One side want to be good, the other side want to be evil. So we have all these live vibrative people that's moving around the earth, and we have all this water that's out here that's purging their asses out of here. This water in these fires and these snowstorms and everything out here are playing for keeps. Okay? This guy, as far as I'm concerned, is doing a good job. I don't really want to come out here and try to say that everybody else got to share that idea with me, but I've watched we haven't really had nobody that did a sufficing job for supplying to the people since Barack Obama, as far as I'm concerned. And with all of the negative aspects about what need to be done and what can be done, but it hasn't been done, because I said the negative aspect of it, because the positive aspect of it is like, well, you know, we all know things could be better. That's what thinking positive is. We all know things can be better. Look at this. That Kundalini serpent power energy I'm telling y'all about. This bridge came down here. Look what it did. The whole damn bridge, y'all, look. Look what it did. Snake. See? Let's not forget. Let's just not forget what this is all about. What Spirit is saying to us. It's saying you will recognize this Kundalini energy. So now, I'm out here being stalked and everything. And I'm warning people, okay, now when Heather Root come and get your ass, don't you say nothing. Okay, so people don't care. They don't have no respect for the principle of that I am that sent me here. And I'll just sit back here and play the games and let everybody victimize me and do whatever they want to do. I'm good with that. But you know what? I don't really think that people should be doing that to me. I just really don't, because you see it took this whole bridge out. And Amun-Ra told me to tell you guys that that money that he put on this earth for me to have has been stolen by, I believe it's somebody that's a politician that took my money. That's why the big cover-up is going on, because nobody wants to give the avenue for such a big crime to be put in the seat of the perpetrator. Because now it gets really, really lucrative. It's about to, okay, are you kidding me? You did that? Yeah. Just literally took his money because I didn't want him to have it. And you being in that principle of who you are, okay, and your position over everyone, and that's what you did. Okay, see, now it's a crime that never got reported. But that's what I think, and I can't prove that, but that's what I think. But you know what? This is what I want to point out to everybody, is that all of this stuff is going to have to be turned off. And the only way it's going to be turned off is that Amun-Ra see some things going on this earth that is indicative of, okay, they're paying attention. Because sad to say, y'all, is that a lot of people around this planet is suffering because of the insubordinate stubbornness of government control. They want to perpetuate their greatness in the universe with their ideologies about how the universe works, other than come and admit that we've all been wrong, we've all been robbing the people and everything. And it's time for us all to stop. before we close our eyes, knowing that we had ample time to do something about all this, but we all just wanted to kick back and act like everything's a goddamn vacation all day until we all end up in the hospital. Okay, with the pretty nurses. All right, but anyway, my point is this. We got to take it serious, okay? We really do, especially these children. Now look, here go where I'm at. The governmental systems around this planet is neglecting to deal with the fact that there's a starship that's flying around this planet saying to everybody, all right, you better pay attention. So over there in Russia, everything that's going on and all that, I was so honest with everyone and warned you all about it. And instead of you all listening because you want to live in your fairy tale world, just like that Bible said, they will not accept it because they want fairy tales. Just like the Bible said. What happened? They want so many fairy tales, they'll let this stop right here and keep going forever. So they come rebuilding every damn thing like they want, and then the starship will just tear it all up again. And then eventually everything will just be wiped out, like I've been saying to you, because there's no simple intelligence to come together and say, okay, enough. Look, wipe the bridge out. Shut them down. Like I've been telling you all. That's what she's doing, shutting them down. Okay? That is precisely what's happening. All this profiteering and everything that's going on, and total disregard for the people that should have a privileged existence on this earth where they're not constantly bombarded with this type of universal disciplinary measures. All of everything that I've been talking about, I'm just so tired and don't want to talk about it anymore. It made me get so many enemies as to where I've been through so much shit and didn't get one dime. So Amon-Ra gave me that money that Ben left me, and somebody stole it. Then when they stole it, they went about this system of making all those stupid ass countermeasures to make sure they can keep it. One of them even being kill him, sacrifice him, all that. Nobody even want to talk about it, but like I've been saying to you all forever, I did the work telling you all forever what Amon-Ra and Heteru wanted. And my payment I was supposed to receive from them for doing that job got stolen. So Palm Beach got hit. Everything around here got hit. This right here is probably just the beginning of it. They'll sit there and watch and everybody start building again, or either come back and hit. Really, with that bridge being out, that really devastated everything about this. This is just, it won't be making any money at all for a long damn time. They got to get in all these streets with, first of all, you got to this major cleanup. And I'm not saying this with enjoyment, but the magnitude of this is sufficient in the work of God. Like I told you, Amon-Ra told me to tell you. Then I tell you, he said, and when I get through this time, you will know that I am God. And watch, it's going to be completely overlooked again. Because of me being the original of this planet and showing that, yes, we do fly these things through the universe. And the only reason why people will overlook it and try to still keep it quiet is so they can be privileged to continue with their manipulation over this planet. Even God is right in their face saying, okay, I own this planet and I've seen what you all have been doing and I'm tired of it. I'll wipe all your asses out if you don't pay attention and change your ways. They're not going to change. I guarantee you, they are not going to change at all. So now when I came out here and said the universe going to give America a break, the only reason I said that is because I don't live in Russia. I don't live in Sweden. I don't live in Japan. I don't live in China. I live in America. But even if I did live in those countries, I guarantee you, if there was any country I believe that would have just right on time got in point without a whole bunch of drag ass shit, it would have probably been Japan. That's what I believe, because I met a lot of Japanese people when I was in Hawaii, and they seem to be people that have the lowest ego problem of all people I've ever met. I say that because I always paid attention to them. They the most humble damn people you ever. Well, they had the damn atom bomb dropped on their ass. They need to be humble after something like that. And I'm not saying that to be funny. It's just like, wow, think about that. You had to survive something like that. But they not all day, and they real not. I never had any of those Japanese people in Hawaii be rude to me at all. Not one time. That's why I say I learned in Hawaii how really humble they are. So they are like the most egoistical people I ever met. And I'm saying that from my perspective. So if the people that came from Japan to Hawaii was like that, then it points out the fact that maybe it's a cultural thing they got going on over there. Because every last one of them was, ooh, and they nod all damn day, and they was just, really non-aggressive people. That's what I'm saying. Even though you see on TV, they just got these vicious armies and everything this and that, woo. From my understanding of the people from Japan that I deal with, that's the reason that I came to that conclusion, that they probably got a really practical understanding of governance over there as well. It's not like in Russia where protesting is strictly prohibited. And then other things that they have to go through over there that's just crazy. So since I didn't live in those other countries, wouldn't it be dumb to assume that I can go over there and try to talk to any of them about something that I couldn't even talk to America about and get a good result when I live here? So why would I even come out here? If anything was going to happen, it would be coming from the center of government here that negotiate with those guys. But they won't negotiate with me. Well, they haven't in the past anyway. So I can't say that to be the case with Joe Biden because I never reached out to him at all. Because of me being where I was at after all of this rough-ass ride I done been through right now. I was to the point like, fuck it. Especially after who sicked all his goons on me and destroyed me his whole term. Okay? All of that evil coming from someone who's supposed to be sophisticated and in control of their behavior. Instead, he goes out on this freaking witch hunt, vindictive as hell, because I told the truth from the gate. Because me being the psychic as I am, I wanted to warn the American people what was going to happen. And then look what happened. It was me who came out and blasted the coup attempt. See? So lots of reasons to hate my ass, but you need to go look in that mirror, because if you didn't create the reason for that, it never would have happened. And the reason why I have to keep referring to this is because my Father sent me here to fix this planet and to point out to you guys that this is the shit that we have for you guys if you don't come into compliance of what he wants. So the gang stalking and the threats and all that stuff like that is coming from the 1% gangsters all on the planet who want to stay in control of every damn thing. And it should be obvious to them that you can no longer victimize the people of this earth like you have been doing. As they fall dead and everything has happened to them with all this bad karma and every damn thing, they still insist that they're not going to put the brakes on the damn thing. Okay? So I said I wasn't going to make a video, but I'm just so sick of everybody bashing Joe Biden. When I first met Ben was like that. I charged Ben up. I gave him energy. He was easy to charge up because it's all spiritual. And he wanted to be charged up. That's why it was easy. He saw me and somehow they knew that I had the capabilities to do that. That's why he pulled up on me. I'm walking down the street angry at the world because they had ostracized me and everything that, well, I'm more mature now and I know how to deal with a lot of emotions better, which is where I can see the shit that they do and don't let it make me self-destruct. That's the reason you saw how I handled this time, because they've done that to me for 20 years. They have all for 20 years. They've done since I was in that movie. And they found out that I had those special abilities. They've been watching me. And I got in their ass in that movie, and that's what made them become hostile toward me. And so from that movie set in 2020 in Hawaii, I have been getting nothing but hostility from the people that's all involved with all this shit we've been talking about. So it's in the movie sector. It's all involved with their little pieces of establishment and government. It's in all of these landlord-tenant things as to where you could have, you could bet your ass that have these property managers around this country is on team with them. You can bet your ass on that they have been recruited by them to make sure we're going to utilize the system of housing to make sure that people be in compliance and obedient to what we want and demand. Also, we're going to, everything that's messed up with the drugs, you name it, it's all organized. And this is why Amun-Ra and Heteru is just fed up. They're just fed up, y'all. Okay. So I don't really like to do these videos because it causes a lot of people to just want to double attack me, and I'm being attacked already. I don't care about that. I don't. But the thing is, the non-acceptance from the people who know they should recognize and do better and make this type of destruction on this earth can stop if people weren't so arrogant. So it's time for everyone to work together to make this shit stop. And I'm the person that can talk to Amon-Ra and say, you know what? We're done. We're going to fix things and get this stuff right on this earth. If you just give us a break, we'll prove to you that we can do that. Okay? Because that's what we need. But you better believe I was sitting around here forever depressed that all of this stuff is happening all over the earth. But in content, am I knowing that we deserve it? I don't personally think I'm doing anything right now to be in deservings of this, but I know way back in the day I did a bunch of stuff to be in deservings of it. So I can't cry and I can't bitch and I can't moan. I just got to deal with everything that get put on my plate. And expect as soon as it get empty, guess what? Some more shit gonna come. Okay? Bigger levels, bigger devils. I know that I see what's going on. I pay attention to everything. People think that I'm so dumb, but I am not dumb at all. I mean, that's just real talk. What I want to point out to y'all is that this is reminding me of Hawaii right here. And I think about the fact that I was already in Hawaii and I let those people lure me into leaving there because they wanted to make me be homeless. And that's just what happened. As soon as I got to LA, I was homeless. But I know now that they were in Hawaii filming me. They started right away. I didn't know that though. But Spirit is showing me that now. The guy, when I was on the bike, remember, hey, you should go to LA. You're a big star. You should go there. Remember he told me that to go on the bike? Okay? Then when I got there, the whole ideal of pursuing what was necessary to become a star turned me off because you had all of those talent agents that wouldn't do anything but steal your money from you and then riding the bus all across town and then the circumstance of no money because they're extremely evil and racist there. Extremely. All sectors. So poverty happened for you real there. You go there without no family and no structure and you end up with a damn job making $8 an hour that don't support you. So eventually you get the hell out of there. You're not going to sit around trying to chase no damn Hollywood career when you barely eating and you got to work your ass off and ride those trains all over the city. It's so much violence. My God. Okay, the threat, just like now. But I feel more safe here with all these stalkers than I felt in LA. I told you, I felt like I escaped from LA. So here go where I'm at. They literally got upset with me for telling them back then how I felt about the way they treated me on that movie set, y'all. And decided right then that they were going to illegally film me. And they've been doing it since. They got a camera in my house right now, filming me make this video as I make it. And I believe they got this stuff that goes on in my apartment available to some of you people out there. So that's a big-ass crime that people should be thinking about and talking about more than always bullying Joe Biden simply because he's a Democrat. That's what it's all about. And you should all pay attention and know that when he tried to pass that bill to give that student loan removal to all the people in this country that need that with inflation and plus this weather whooping ass and all the jobs leaving, everything that after Corona and everything that you would consider as a president and say, I need to give the people a break. That's what he did. But they want to criticize him for that. You know what? I can help stop this stuff right here. I mean, being the people that's behind it all. You know, like I told you guys, my family owns this planet. I told y'all that. And then they watch me down here suffering the way I am. And then they be saying, oh, really? So they think they going to live off our shit this well and then do our children, meaning us black people, the way you, even if they don't understand who they are and take money from the devil and be dumb and messed up and all of the nasty, aggressive shit they done did to me more than anyone. My own people. He would be not accepted by his own people. And then even with this all in their face, they still gonna walk their ass around there and take those dumbass trinkets of money from the devil, knowing they on their way to hell, not even care. So it is what it is. This shit could go anywhere in this country, all over the whole planet that it want to. It's already over there in Russia. They want to get mad at me because they're dumb. They want to tell all their lies about what's really going on, and then look at me as they want to deny me for being who I am, but know that that's who I am, and hate me for being that. But their egos make them be the reason they're being destroyed, not me. It's your ego that's causing your destruction, not me. Because if you kill me or whatever you do to me, you're still gonna have to deal with Amun-Ra. And it's gonna be worse because I'm gonna be back in that starship remembering how bad you treated me when I was here on this earth. So think about that. Peace of life.